I just overheard my future mother-in-law call me stupid in front of the whole family, and they all laughed and agreed. Now I'm thinking it's stupid to still get married. Posted by you/Umirani. I, 23F, have been with my fiancé, John, 24M, for 5 years. We were planning on getting married in July 2025. I always thought that his family liked me because we got along well. Honestly, I was very excited to have them all as my in-laws because they were always kind to me, or at least I thought they were. Some important information: about a year ago, when I was scrolling on Instagram, I saw a profile that was kind of cringy but in a cute way. It was an older woman's profile that shared inspirational quotes. I remember one particular post, and it was something along the lines of, "Only stupid people pretend to know everything. Don't pretend, just ask." Honestly, this quote changed me in many ways. Before that, I was always worried that I might embarrass myself if I didn't know something. After reading that quote, I realized that if I always pretend to know everything, I'll miss out on actually learning about things. So, I decided to change my habits and start admitting that sometimes I genuinely don't know. Someone is talking about the war in Kosovo? Okay, sure, but first let me ask some questions so I can really understand what we're talking about. And I ask a lot of questions sometimes. I sometimes even open the Notes app and write down questions that I later want to find answers to. These are my latest. How does time work in a black hole? Why do some snails have shells and others don't? What food is okay for ducks? How do the old light bulbs with gas inside them work? Does everyone see colors the same? And how can we know that? Sorry for the long introduction, but it was necessary for understanding what kind of person I am. I know that sometimes I might come across as annoying. Now on to the problem. His parents hosted a small barbecue last weekend just for the family. It was the mom, 54F, dad, 59M, brothers, 26M and 29M, and their wives, both 27F. I was the last person to show up because I had to work late. As I entered the house and walked towards the backyard, I heard John's mom talking about me. To be honest, she wasn't just talking about me, she was mocking me. I heard her say in a high-pitched voice, "How does the sun work? Where should I put the fork? Why does nobody like me? How do I wipe my behind?" I just stood there, feeling a sinking sensation. I couldn't move, so I just stood there. I heard them all laughing. One of the wives said, "I actually don't mind her always asking questions. I think it's cute," which made me feel hopeful that they would say something like, "Yeah sure, we're just playing, we love that." But none of them did. Instead, the mom replied, "It's not cute. She's just stupid." After that, they laughed again. I heard John laughing too. My heart kind of broke at that moment because he didn't say one positive thing. He didn't defend me, he just laughed. I quietly turned around and left the house. I texted John that I got sick and had to stay home. Now I'm wondering how I should approach this situation. We live together, and I'm currently sleeping in the guest bedroom, using the excuse that I don't want him to get sick from being around me. I can't ignore him forever, and I can't pretend to be sick anymore because it's been too long. I'm not sure how to proceed. Maybe it was just a misunderstanding. I'm considering talking to them about this, but I'm also worried that they won't be honest with me. I can't marry him if he really thinks I'm stupid. But I also can't marry into a family that thinks so little of me. But maybe it was a joke, and I shouldn't take it so seriously. I'm so torn apart, and every day I convince myself a bit more that it's okay and that sometimes we should all laugh at ourselves. Now I feel like I'm just going crazy, so I would really appreciate some advice. Update 1. First of all, I wanted to say thank you to the people who reached out to answer my questions about black holes, snails, ducks, light bulbs, and other stuff. I would love to have you as my friends. For those who said I should just shut up, I don't really care if you find me annoying or hard to be around. I'm okay with that. I don't exist to please everyone. I'm just here to have a good time, pursue my own interests, and learn. I didn't expect my post to gain so much attention, but I'm so grateful for the advice. Most of you told me to break up with him and, at the very least, confront him. So that's what I decided to do. You gave me the push and confidence to do it. Before I did that, I texted the wife of John's brother, the one who said she liked me asking questions. I asked if we could meet up for coffee, and she said sure. We met, and I didn't see the point in pretending to her that I didn't hear their conversation. So after some small talk, I just said, "I heard you all talking about me during the barbecue." She immediately got sad and said she felt embarrassed. She explained that it wasn't a joke, wasn't out of context, that it was just mean and hurtful. She said she's sorry for not defending me more, but I said that it's okay and I understand. I told her that I don't blame her for anything, and I just wanted to make sure that I understood the situation and saw it for what it really was. And it really was laughing about me behind my back. Just bullying. At this point, I just had to confront John. In my last post, so many comments were saying that he would probably try to gaslight me, and you were right. We were having dinner together for the first time since the barbecue happened, because before, I tried my best to avoid him. Yes, I know, not very mature of me, but other than you guys, I don't really have a strong support system. My family and best friends are hundreds of kilometers away, and I only have 2 good friends here. I was so stressed, I thought I was going to pass out. My legs were shaking, and I was terrified because I knew deep down that this was the moment when my 5-year relationship could go down the drain. I looked him in the eyes and asked, "How does the sun work?" He looked confused, so I followed with, "Where should I put my fork? Why does nobody like me?" At this point, realization hit him, and he started nervously laughing. I said I was there and I heard them. After the initial shock passed, he got mad. He said it's rude to eavesdrop. I said it's rude to bully people. He tried telling me that it was just a joke, that I shouldn't be so uptight, and that it really was funny. I said that I didn't find it funny and went to the guest room to calm down. He started panicking. He was asking me to please talk to him. He was much more apologetic and said that he would be 100% honest with me. I asked if his mother had made similar comments before the barbecue, and he said yes. I asked him if he ever defended me, and he said he tries to. I don't know if I believe him. He told me he loves me and respects me, and I don't know if I believe that either. I said that I love him too, but I need a break. He's all I've ever known. He was my first and only partner. I have no outside perspective on this, I have no experience. I need a moment to think. I will be going to my friend's house for a while to think everything through. The apartment has his name on the lease anyway. After I gathered some of my things and left, he kept texting me nonstop. He tried calling, but I didn't respond. I was very hurt because he tried to belittle my feelings, and only later, when he realized that I might break up with him, did he start apologizing. The next day, I decided to give him another chance to explain himself, and I came back to the apartment. He seemed very sad and tired. He said that he told his mother that I overheard them. I said I didn't care. It was his time to step up and show me that he cares. I'm not interested in an apology from his mother, I'm already done with her. I can't put up with this behavior and mocking me like we're in primary school. I saw a comment saying that probably her ego is hurting. I think it's true. She never got the chance or never had the desire to get an education. She is a very good homemaker, but outside of that, she doesn't have many interests of her own. If I ask her about making tomato soup, she will talk for 30 minutes, lecturing me about adding enough sugar but not too much. She will lecture anyone who is willing to listen. But anytime someone talks about something she's not familiar with, she gets defensive and tries to imply that nobody cares about that, and if it's not relevant to her, it shouldn't be discussed. Once again, he tried telling me that I should relax because it was only a joke, and at this point, I had enough. I took off my ring and told him that his behavior is a joke, and I can't be the punchline. I told him that I wish him and his family the best and to look in the mirror to check if they really are as superior as they think they are. I said I would be back with my friends soon to pick up the rest of my stuff and to not contact me again unless it's about moving my things out. And that's it, I'm done. Thank you all for the advice. Without you, I wouldn't have had the confidence to leave this man. I know I deserve better. I can't be with someone who can't stand up for me, and I wouldn't be able to feel comfortable around his family, so I'm done with the relationship. I hope they treat his next girlfriend better. Thank you again, Reddit, for the advice.